Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Now at 6, we're on the weather watch tonight. The remnants of Storm Nicole making its way to Connecticut.
It's not the total rainfall amount, it's the intensity at any given time.
Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank has a look at the timing and what we can expect.
And honoring our nation's veterans.
And we don't ever want to forget the other men and women who served our country so well and have bled on foreign land.
Ceremonies being held across the state this Veterans Day.
Plus, Burn Pitt's battle on the home front.
One of his wishes to me was, please keep fighting, please keep telling our story.
The fight from local families to get medical benefits expanded for our service members.
And remembering fallen Bristol officers.
I'd like to take just a quick moment of silence for Lieutenant Dustin DeMonte and Sergeant Alex Hamzy.
Many questions remain unanswered nearly 1 month after the tragedy. How the city's honoring their lives tonight. The Fox 61 News at 6 starts right now. Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the news at 6. I'm Ben Gold.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. We are in a weather watch alert tonight. The remnants of Storm Nicole down in Florida have made their way up to us here in Connecticut, bringing rain and some wind with it. As we take a look right now at the radar, you can see a lot of green.
Hopefully moving on through. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us with what we can expect throughout the night and into tomorrow. Hi, Rachel.
Hi. It's going to be warm, wet, and windy. It's even humid. You can kind of tell this isn't your typical cold November rain, and it's not. It's because it's from the remnants of Nicole that made landfall early yesterday in Florida, and now all of that moisture is racing up the eastern, I don't want to say east coast because it's going as far west as Ohio, but you know what I'm talking about here. Anywhere from a half an inch to 1.5 inches of rain. Again, it's not how much rain. The rivers and streams should be able to absorb all of this just fine. But when you get in some of these heavier downpours, that can result in poor drainage issues. We're also expecting wind gusts between 35 to 45 miles per hour. The winds are pretty chill right now, but they will increase later tonight, especially between 4 and 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. The result is the chance for a few outages, although we're not expecting them to be widespread. Again, we can't rule out a few isolated pockets, especially in southern Connecticut, where a wind advisory is in effect. There's also a risk for severe weather across parts of the mid-Atlantic. That risk goes as far north as central New Jersey, but should diminish as it moves in here. There is still a chance for a thunderstorm, though, tonight into Saturday morning. There are areas where the rain is just torrential right now, and it is probably causing some big puddles out there around a time that's very busy out on the roads. Brantford up through Southington seeing some heavy rain. It's pouring in Danbury and New Fairfield, and we'll see a few rounds of this come through tonight. Overnight, there will be breaks in the action, especially, let's say, midnight to about 4 o'clock in the morning. And then we'll see the grand finale around 7 or 8 a.m. But this is gone as we head towards and after 10 o'clock in the morning. The rest of the day is warm with sunshine breaking out, and then it turns sharply colder for the second half of the weekend. We'll break down your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Connecticut is in for a long night of rain and wind, and it all stems from the system that was once Hurricane Nicole, responsible for claiming at least 5 lives down in Florida.
Fox 61's Matt Karen joins us live on the shore in Old Saybrook to show us how towns and cities are responding. Matt, how is it where you are?
Yeah, good evening, everybody, from the water's edge here in Old Saybrook, where steadily the rain and the wind have continued to pick up. You might even be able to hear it pounding on the umbrella above me here. Today we checked up not only on Old Saybrook, but also New London and New Haven. They all essentially told us the same thing. They're preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. They've scaled up in manpower now. That way it's easier to scale back once they are absolutely positive this will not be a serious weather event. Sailboats on the water. Pontoon planes in the air. You'd think it was summer, but
we like to walk on the causeway, and we're going to try to get in a walk before the storm starts.
It's that storm that's bringing people back to reality. The remnants of Hurricane Nicole.
Preparing for the worst, and I think this probably falls somewhere in the middle.
And that's what it's all about, preparation.
We also have all the equipment that we would need to stand up a shelter if we lost power for a significant period of time.
Serving much of the shoreline, United Illuminating is hoping to avoid that.
We're expecting 40 to 45 mile-an-hour peak gusts. which based on historical weather events would result in about 3% of our customers losing service potentially.
In New Haven, the Emergency Operations Center is fully manned and armed with dozens of cameras to monitor spots notorious for street flooding.
The fire department has had to make, numerous rescues of people who, don't turn around.
Back in Old Saybrook, the steady wind and choppy waters of Marina Point signaled what was coming. Well, the good news is here at Old Saybrook Point Marina, most of the boats are already out of the water for the season, but there are still a few left. And as a homeowner, you can do your part to help by cleaning your gutters, tying down that deck furniture, and helping clear leaves and debris from storm drains.
I don't see any real serious signs of either the tides and the rain or the winds all converging to something that could be, really serious, but we're ready.
And most of the communities like here in Old Saybrook tell me they feel very prepared for something like this. They've been through it before, and a lot of their residents are signed up for an emergency alert system where they can get notifications very quickly on real-time weather events. They also are equipped here in town with sandbags, barricades, chainsaws, generators, really anything that you might need to ride out a storm like this. For now, we're live here on the shoreline in Old Saybrook. Matt Karen, Fox 61 News.
Beautiful night on the patio for Matt there on the
I know,
shoreline.
he
Matt,
looks like he's having fun.
go inside, get dry.
Thank you,
please.
Matt.
All right, our live team coverage continues tonight as we're on the Weather Watch.
Yeah, Fox 61's Gabby Molina is in the Fox 61 Storm Tracker in the New Haven area. So, Gabby, tell us what conditions look like where you are.
Jen and Ben, it's certainly wet out here. It's been kind of off and on rain throughout the last 2 hours or so, I would say. I'll turn the camera on so you can take a look. We spent much of the last hour on the highway. Now we're kind of on the back roads here in New Haven, and you can see that the rain is coming down pretty hard now. But like I mentioned, it's kind of 1 minute it's sprinkling, and it's coming down steady, then we're experiencing some downpours, and then things kind of calm down again. But you can see the roads are pretty wet. And then also take a look at the ground. All of those leaves on the ground, that's what you really want to be careful about if you're heading out tonight. Those wet leaves mixed with all the rain, that's going to make things slippery out here. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on conditions. Live from the Fox 61 Storm Tracker, I'm Gabby Molina.
All right, Gabby, thank you. Be sure to download the free Fox 61 News app. There you can find the latest weather conditions where you live.
Well, now to an update in Norfolk. Route 44 is back open following a gas spill last week. That crash happened Saturday near Maple Avenue. A tanker carrying more than 8,000 gallons of gasoline turned over and began leaking. The gas infiltrated the storm drains in some people's yards, forcing evacuations there.
Well, it is hard to believe that it has already been a month since Bristol Police Lieutenant Dustin DeMonte and Sergeant Alex Hamzy were both shot to death responding to what they thought was a domestic violence call.
And tonight, Fox 61's Tony Terzi tells us how the city is continuing to come together.
In recent days, Bristol Mayor Jeff Caggiano issued a challenge to the city's residents and businesses, saying he would like at least 80% of the city lit up in blue lights by tomorrow, which is the 1 month mark since the terrible tragedy.
I knew Hamzy. He was a great guy. He helped my son rather than arrest him.
I keep them on 24/7. So just have people aware.
One of the places people stop every day, City True Value Hardware and Rental.
I'm here for a blue light bulb. They don't have them though.
They haven't had them for a month.
I know, I've been looking for one.
Many, including this couple, simply go online.
Well, how much does a light bulb cost?
Correct.
It's not much. Just to say that you feel some loss along with the family.
This amazing aerial photo posted on the Bristol Police Facebook page shows just how much this city is backing the blue, with blue.
They protect us. They take care of our town. We have a small town but highly populated. Without them, our crime levels would be a lot higher.
They sell many products whose proceeds will go to the Bristol Police Department, and some businesses simply offer their services, including the engraving on this monument to the left of the memorial in front of the police department.
How long did that take, and what's going through your mind when you're doing that?
It was so sad. I mean, it was actually
emotional when I was doing it.
And the couple says they're also seeking permission from the police department to add the names of other officers killed in the line of duty to that monument. Here outside the Bristol PD, I'm Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.
Tony, thank you. In other news tonight, one person is dead after a head-on crash that happened in Burlington. Happened early this morning on Route 4. Another person was taken to the hospital. Their condition is not known. Police have not identified the person that died. Route 4 was closed for some time as crews investigated on scene. Tomorrow, hospitals across the state are partnering with police departments for a gun buyback program. Residents can turn in working guns in exchange for gift cards. The guns must be unloaded and placed in a plastic bag inside of a paper bag or box. The event aims at lowering the number of unwanted and unsecured guns here in the state of Connecticut. It also promotes safe storage by distributing a limited number of free gun safes and gun locks to participants.
Well, on this Veterans Day, the town of Hamden has officially been declared a Purple Heart City, a national designation that's been more than a year in the making, but did hit a roadblock because of the pandemic.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
And local veterans gathering in front of the Hamden Veterans Monument right outside of the middle school to make it official, laying wreaths, playing taps, and honoring those who have served our country.
And we don't ever want to forget the other men and women who served our country so well and have bled on foreign land. And I can't tell you what it means to me to still be alive and walking today. And I hope you feel the same.
So powerful there. Hamden Mayor Lauren Garrett presented the proclamation, and she was given a Purple Heart parking spot plaque. It'll be placed for all veterans and Purple Heart recipients somewhere throughout the town, and we certainly thank our veterans today and every day.